Chapter 3, Sacred Ground. Welcome back to Let's Play The Sword of Etheria. Without further ado, let's get going. Couple messages for what I'm going to be doing after my 2-month absence of making videos. I will be editing out all or most of the text boxes in the entire game, and I don't know if I mentioned this before, that sometimes the text boxes go on for about 7 minutes or so, and a lot of the text boxes actually have no purpose whatsoever. Also, if you were looking hard enough at the beginning of this video, you may have noticed that it seems to be in French. Yeah. I ran into a complete technical difficulty of the game when I started up to record more episodes a long time ago. And that was, the game decided to hard lock the French language for playing. I'd be able to switch it in the options menu back to English, but it wouldn't stick when I left. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting because for majority of the story, it's going to be in French. However, that also makes the getting rid of the text boxes and everything easier because they're all in French, which means for the story, I have the privilege, and to make you happy, I'm going to translate the story for you and tell you about it to the best of my ability. Just getting it out there in this episode, but this will be in the video description probably for the rest of the videos. Now back to the game, shall we? Right, after Chapter 2, what actually went on about that? Because really, like I said, the text box is way too long. After Leon has his revelation and is no longer under the god's influence, he plans to just kind of bum rush Theologia, the Castle of the Gods, alone to give the gods a piece of his mind in order to save the other superhumans, or Katinas as they call them, from the god's influence. However, he's stopped by Almira and Fiel, and in the end they together plan to go and help Leon's goal. And also, of course, save the children and all the other goals that Fiel has already wanted. Almira has no goals, she's just on for the ride. They also talk about Todo, and what Todo actually is. Right now in the story, it's all speculation. But of course, if you noticed earlier on, Todo apparently is Fiel's Lex, and a Lex being pretty much the weapons of the gods. Their power being connected to them. However, Todo is a bit of an exception because, well, he kinda has a mind of his own. He's self-aware. So, he's sort of a living Lex, because he does have the power to be either a red cat with an awesome face, he can sprout wings, or he can turn into Fiel's axe weapon. And also give Fiel his clothes he's wearing right now. I have no idea why. But nothing else is really said about this point. Now, in terms of a Lex, you should be able to notice with eyes that all Lexes are different. They're each connected to the user in a certain way and has a certain form. In this case, Fiel's Lex is his axe-type weapon, which is also, and also on closer inspection, he has like a nice spiky gauntlet hand in order to use his weapon. Almira has her spear-type weapon, and also if you notice that her leg is glowing blue. Yeah, that's the source of her powers, her leg. And of course, Leon, with his yellow glowing arm being pretty much like a claw. Now overall, in all of this talking and everything, nobody's really getting a lot of things done, and so Toto pretty much tells them to get a move on. Which brings us to this chapter, where we left the forest, and now we're in a canyon-type area. Almira tells you that the canyon is this canyon cliff desert area is the beginning point of the kingdom of the gods. We've left the human realm and entered here. And also, she warns Phil about the henchman here, the Volo, if you were aware. They're actually naturally attracted to Phil because of the amount of Etheria surrounding him. If you remember earlier on, Phil says that the Etheria, or like the life force of the earth, or spirits, or whatever the Etheria actually are protecting him. And apparently Phil has the ability to communicate with them in order to kind of translate how the Etheria are feeling. And because of this Etheria attraction, that's pretty much the reason why all of these henchmen are attacking us at such a, like, the border of the kingdom. Because they've just gone completely aggressive because they want the Etheria. That is God's will. They want the life force of the earth. So yes, compared to the other two chapters that I did, I'm now on a completely new game. If you notice, my health bar is way down there. I now have 3 party members. And damn these... I hate these Tessera. The flying enemies in the game are really annoying because sometimes it's really annoying to, well, hit them. And on the subject of hitting, I have to make a little bit of a revision to the controls I told you about in the last episode. Because I'm pressing so many buttons, yeah, I apologize. R1 actually has nothing to do with attacking directly. I'm just holding down R1 pretty much 100% of the time because the R1 button is the lock-on button, but it takes a couple of seconds to actually lock on to a single enemy fully. The square button is your primary attack button. The X button is for jumping and recoiling. And to control your other party members, Almira and Leon, you can if you have an enemy in the air after you hit them, you can press the circle button and it'll call on one of your other party members. I believe it's random? I'm not entirely sure. So you can call them like that, or if you're way out from battlefield trying to heal up, you can call your party members with the circle button. And Phil will usually say, over here. And I'm talking over this wonderful music, and the music is fantastic in this game. I can't give it enough of it. Now, of course, at this point, this is, like, a little bit more advanced training, if you will. Oh. Oh, I already made it to the end. Awesome. And now we get our boss. Alright. Service. The guardian of this canyon place. They don't really give it a specific name to this place.
Cette armure est incroyable. Les attaques normales ne font que les rafler.
So yeah, their messages here are pretty much saying that it's really difficult, or in this case impossible, to attack Service head-on with regular attacks. So what you pretty much have to do is he's going to call up random little enemies, balls of earth, that you pretty much volleyball around, being that this is the primary mechanic of this game in terms of the beat-em-up. After you increase your attention gauge up to level 1 or level 2, whichever you want, then you dish out your death blow, which is through use of the triangle button. Hit him. Better hit him. Alright. Yeah, I have to be careful because Feel's kind of low on health. I'll probably die a couple of times through this game, so I'll be able to show off death at some point or another. But I really hate to show it off now in Chapter 3, because this is pretty much like the last place for tutorials in a sense. Chapter 3 is just to get you fully acquainted with all of the controls and controlling 3 party members. Now, if you're thinking that all 3 party members are kind of equal, not necessarily, because if you remember from Prologue, Almira and Leon are Oz members. They're superhuman. Feel is simply human, who apparently can control Alex. So he can't jump as high, or level 2. Level 2 death blows are really good. But yeah, Feel can't jump as high as other people. Almira is your primary jumper. She can lead. Oh, Mira's really low now. Crap. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, he'll pretty much just keep chucking enemies at you. And that's how you kill them. Unless they explode. Oh, Mira's good. Alright. Mira's dead. Yeah, he is. I really like how each boss gets a particular symbol on the top left. Like, you notice that symbol right there? Like, a little artistic touch. I like it. I missed. I really hate how linear his death blow is. Oh, there we go. Good for you, Leon. Yeah, he has a really hard defense. But pretty much he was one smack. Alright. And that's the end of Chapter 3. How well did I do? A B. Alright. So I'll see you next time on Let's Play The Sword of Etheria. Oh, I got stuff. Special attacks.